What's going on, y'all? Brother Doug here, and Comic-Con has sadly come to a close. But don't worry, it'll be there next year. I was nerdgasming. What do y'all say? Nerdgasm, fangasming, jizzing in your pants a lot. This weekend was just crazy, man. Just a lot of interviews, a lot of announcements. I don't know where to begin. Actually, I do. Saban is going to call the Gokai O the legendary Megazord. Out of all the names, the legendary Megazord. I'm not making this up. It was on the Bandai box at the Bandai booth in San Diego Comic Con. The legendary Megazord. And also at the booth, there was a Dairanger Ranger key. Like, really? They really gonna use those suits? And I saw a little explanation that someone said that maybe Rita sealed the Thunder Rangers away, and only Tommy's, the Kiba Rangers key was the only one that was, unsealed. Like, that kind of throws off continuity a little bit and throws off the fans likewise, because not everyone knows what Sentai is. Many of the Power Ranger fans that I met at WonderCon this year didn't even know about Gokaiger when I was taking pictures with Gokai Red. So there's that. Understand another reason why they're using the Dairanger suits is because of footage and cost and the production budget. Like, wow, Saban is a cheap mofo. Like, for real. I mean, by all means, if they use the suits, they use the suits. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. Where are the new episodes? I mean, they're plotting and promoting Super Mega Force, but they barely finished this season. Don't get me started on Saban. Moving on. Y'all know I'm a big Legend of Korra Airbender fan. I understand it's coming back in September. And they're gonna have a slew of guest voices as Aubrey Plaza. She's on that new movie To Do List, and she was also in Scott Pilgrim. She's kind of cute. Steven Yeun, I met him last year at Image Expo. He's from The Walking Dead. He plays Glenn, one of my favorite characters in the comics, and well, not in the comics anymore, but in the books. And the TV show. Did I just spoil it? I think I spoiled it. Sorry. Steven Yeun is going to play the first Avatar, so that's pretty cool. And the trailer just looked amazing. If you guys haven't seen the trailer, check out the description below. It's fantastic, man. The words can't even describe how I felt about the trailer. I just can't wait for Book 2 Spirits coming this September. And also, Abby Plaza is going to be playing a voice. As I mentioned, she's going to be playing the voice of one of the twins, I believe. But I can't wait, man. This is me rambling on, but man, we waited, a year and a half now for Korra to come on. And I can't wait. The Simpsons are going to meet the cast of Family Guy, or other way around. Family Guy is going to go to Springfield and meet yellow people, which is kind of odd because, it's a cartoon, and I know what Seth MacFarlane's going to do with Matt Groening. It comes out next year, I believe. It's going to be at the start of, I don't know if it's going to be a Family Guy season or a Simpsons season. I don't know whose show it's going to be, but it's going to be a crossover episode where the Family Guy members go to Springfield and they meet the Simpsons. So that'll be pretty interesting because, everyone's always beefing with, like, what's better, Simpsons or Family Guy. Personally, I like them both. It's just that Simpsons, I haven't laughed at an episode in, like, a few years. The last time I laughed at Simpsons episode was the movie, and that should tell you something, back in 2007. Now, remember 2012 when I said a little something like this? They should just do the Batman Superman crossover movie. They were going to do that back in the 90s with Akiva Goldsman, one of the producers from I Am Legend. He incorporated that in I Am Legend. If you remember when Will Smith was driving down the empty freeway and you could see a billboard with the bat signal with covered in Superman's famous S logo. Yeah, I caught looks like one of those studio executives. I'm telling you, most of these companies, these gaming companies, these Hollywood studio companies, these big organizations, I think they watch my blogs and they take me into consideration. But like I tell you, I'm Brother Doug. Come on. So that's pretty interesting. Batman's going to be in Man of Steel 2. I wonder what kind of storyline they're going to use because, there's a lot of things, a lot of Easter eggs and a lot of, missed plot points in Man of Steel. Remember I said Supergirl was in the prequel comic to Man of Steel and her open pod was in Man of Steel itself. Lex Luthor, he could probably, help rebuild Metropolis, and, he's Superman's famous villain. And Batman himself is a billionaire, so I don't know who they're going to cast as Batman, or if they're going to use Christian Bale, because maybe he does come back from Dark Knight Rises. Maybe they're going to try some way to connect Nolan's Batman trilogy with the Man of Steel, DC Cinematic Universe, kind of like Marvel Cinematic Universe, but with, DC characters. But it's really interesting to see who they're going to do on how they're going to take the story. David S. Gore, who wrote the Dark Knight trilogy, and Man of Steel is conducting the script with this. And also they announced that they're going to do a Flash movie, which strikes me because, if they already did a Batman movie and a Superman movie, wouldn't it make sense to make a Wonder Woman movie? Get the DC Trinity and then introduce us Justice League, which comes out in 2017. It would just make sense. And to be honest, I'm not really no Flash. Remember I kept saying last year too that I'm not really a Flash person. Most of the DC characters I like are Batman, Teen Titans, Young Justice, Static Shock. I'm not really a big DC person, but I'm gonna watch Flash, to support it. I mean, I went out and supported Green Lantern, right? But it still flopped. And I don't know what kind of Green Lantern they're gonna use for Justice League, but rumors are going around saying that they're gonna have John Stewart Green Lantern, which I guess they're trying to distray itself from the Hal Jordan, Ryan Reynolds version. So that makes sense. Lastly, let's talk about Marvel. So apparently they're gonna call it Avengers: Age of Ultron, which strikes me because remember at the end of Avengers they teased this Thanos. So I don't know if Thanos is gonna appear in Guardians of the Galaxy, or if he's just gonna appear in Avengers 3. Like that's kind of redundant. Like why would you do that? Like y'all tease us this, and then you're gonna tease us again, and maybe Vin Diesel's gonna play the voice of Ultron himself, or maybe he's gonna play the Vision. I don't even know because I'm not really familiar with Guardians of the Galaxy. Right now I'm reading Brian Michael Bendis's version, and I'm reading slews of DNA's, Dan Abbott and Andy Landing's version of Guardians of the Galaxy, which is this film is loosely based off of. But it's interesting to see what they're gonna do. I have faith in Marvel. But also, I was expecting a Black Panther announcement, but apparently, I read an article that Brian Benjamin, shout out to him, one of my fans, sent me a link from EW, one of my favorite magazines, about Black Panther being mentioned in an Agent Carter short, one shot. So yeah, maybe Black Panther's gonna appear next year in Winter Soldier, since they didn't say that Tony Stark built Falcon's wings. Even on the cartoon, the new cartoon, the Avengers Assemble, which is supposed to be like connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe in a way, but maybe T'Challa built his wings anyway. But whatever they're gonna do, they already mind fucked us with Mandarin, so they might mind fuck us again. So we never know. Also, it was cool to see the cast of Days of Future Past come out, and it's funny because I had both the Black Panther and the X-Men Days of Future Past comics in my last video about Comic Con, so that was no coincidence right there. I'm telling you, these studios be watching me. They be watching me. I always feel like somebody's watching. All right, y'all. So that were the things that got me excited about Comic Con this year. Those are my highlights. What were your highlights of this year's Comic Con? Was it the ones I mentioned? Was it something else that I missed? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe, follow me on Facebook and Twitter, like the video, share the video, do whatever you can to stay in contact with me. And like always, deuces.